all right. Okay, so a very good afternoon to everybody tuned into Prism Africa TV right about now. Yeah, I'm back on your screens again. I was here on your screens last week, and I did say that I'll be back. So yeah, I am back right now. Okay, so again today we'll be, just having some fun together. All right, so I have another guest in the studio, so you guys just don't want to miss that. Okay, don't make a move. All right. Okay, so now I want you guys to just quickly grab your phone. Okay, go to our Facebook page. That's Prism Africa TV /LITOVIA TV. Go and like the page, and again you can go and check us out on YouTube and subscribe to that channel because you won't be missing a thing once you subscribe. All right, that's a good part, and again live on Prism Africa TV right about now. So if you're watching us using the Topstar decoder, a big shout out to you, or maybe the Movie TV decoder, a big shout out to you too. All right, so we just breaking it bit by bit. I know some of you might have some questions. Okay, the guests that I have today, I know you guys have a lot of questions. So feel free, okay, and you can use the number that you always use every day. That's the number 0977728000. Send me a message, and we'll be just checking out your messages right now, and maybe you can just leave a comment on our Facebook page. All right, so do that, and now let's get talking. Okay, so the guest that I have in the studio today is your favorite artist. All right, okay, I'm talking about Tio. All right, so yeah, you heard me right. Tio is in the studio right about now. Okay, so that's what we are doing today. We're just going to talk about his music. Of course, maybe might also maybe Tasela Coxide Pangono apart from the music. We don't know. All right, so just stick around, just tuned. Okay, so let me just welcome Tio right about now. Tio, welcome on the show.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me, man.
Okay, you're welcome. Yeah, so yes, it took almost forever to have you on the show.
I know. I'm finally here.
Yeah, that's a good part. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, Tio,
yes,
is an artist.
Yes.
And we love your music.
Thank you.
We're listening to your music.
Man.
Well, like I myself, I'm a fan.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, but I almost cried when when it got to a point like you stopped releasing music.
Oh yeah.
Like it just went quiet.
Yeah.
Oh.
I took a hiatus. I think for was that 7 years or something?
That's a lot.
Yeah, because I last released my album. The last project I released was in 2012. Yeah, I went quiet after that, but yeah, now I'm back. I think I've been releasing a couple of singles here and there for the past year, and I just released a full project just 3 weeks ago. So that's doing great. So yeah.
Okay, so we'll get to talk about that because that's the main thing right about now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So Tio, for me myself. From the time that I knew you, okay, I knew you as a gospel artist.
Yeah.
And that's been on people's minds up to now.
Yeah.
Tio is a gospel artist.
Yeah.
But Looks like Zambia pa yambochinja ko kay mbako kama love nisha takutosa palist. That's the way it is. Okay, so maybe just to clear off some questions that people might have. Okay, so I would love to know the difference between Tio back then in the days 10 years ago, a decade ago,
yes,
and the Tio that we have now. So in terms of music, and the music that you have now, and then again we can talk about just Tio as the person back then in the days now.
Well, it's interesting that you ask that, and thanks anyway for the question.
All right.
It's funny because I've always been a rebel. Okay. So to speak. I remember even the Tio that you're talking about, the Tio back then, 10 years ago, even when I was releasing my music then, even when people would visit the studio, they'd be like, but is this gospel music? Even back then, because the gospel music that was there back then, or should I say the music done by Christians that was there back then was a little bit more on the traditional side. It was either Ephraim or maybe Matthew Nkosa or Ezra, so even my R&B sound, the fusion of Zambian sound and R&B, and the fact that it was done by a Christian, it was, like, oh, okay. Even the time I was doing Chikwati before I released it, it was like, can he sing about that? But I've always gone with my heart. I've always had a very personal relationship with God, and so I've always been led by my conviction, and it's always, irregardless of what the status quo is, what society thinks, a Christian should sound like, or a Christian should do, so the only difference between then and now is just growth, man. It's immense growth. Emotionally, mentally as well, and spiritually as well. It's been a journey for me. Even the time I took, like when I went quiet, I took a number of years to serve in the church and whatnot. It was just like a journey of self-discovery, really. I really wanted to like rediscover myself and rediscover God for myself. So up to my current project now, even when I made statements like on my Facebook page, like, oh, I'm officially not okay with being called a gospel artist, because when you say gospel artist, people already think they have preconceived notions of what you're going to say or what you're going to sound like, and I don't think God gives you the talent so you can box it. You know what I mean? I think it's quite limiting, because gospel, if you Google gospel, it's a genre. It sounds a certain way. It's a genre of music. It's not a lifestyle. It's not a, you know what I mean? It's a genre of music, but that's not the genre that I do. That's why when I do an R&B song, people wonder, because they think a Christian
it's getting out of the line,
No, so I always ask this question, like, have you ever heard of a gospel teacher or a gospel doctor or a gospel lawyer?
A gospel footballer.
Exactly. No. But there's Christians that are footballers, there's Christians that are doctors, there's Christians that are lawyers. So my faith is Christian. I'm a Christian by faith. No one can ever take that away from me. You know what I mean? So and what I do is I create art. So irregardless of what my art speaks on, it might speak about, gender-based violence. It might speak about, injustice. It might speak about the relationship that I have with God and how I'm struggling with that. So irregardless of the art that I'm creating, it doesn't take away my faith. You know what I mean? I am still a Christian at core. So I create art that doesn't go against my faith.
Okay, because it's always been like a hot topic when it comes to music, when you say, no, I'm a Christian, like people just expect you to sing about the things that they've heard already. So
but it's crazy because the funny thing is, God is interested in all areas of your life. He's interested in your finances. He's interested in your love life. He's interested. So this is why you have a lot of people contradicting themselves, saying, oh, you can't sing a song like that. You can't sing. But the moment they're getting married, they're playing an R. Kelly song. You know what I mean? So, so even when you're married, are you playing Michael W. Smith when you're trying to be romantic with your partner? Exactly. So let's not be hypocritical. God is interested in every single area of your life. And would you rather not listen to a song that's about love from someone who's a Christian? So
and actually the Bible does talk about a number of things that we don't see Christians like maybe gospel artists talk about sometimes. But for people that are used to listening to the same message from the gospel artists themselves, so when they go back to the Bible, maybe when they go back to church, when the pastor is speaking about a different topic that you don't usually find in church, maybe they're okay with it. But they shouldn't find you as an artist talking about it like, so
it's really about growth, and this is what my current EP is about that I just released 3 years ago. 3 years ago,
like
3 weeks ago. It's called Free Nason, and it embodies like the concept of self-love, the freedom of self-expression, and all that encompassed in, faith and religion. There's a song that I've done that's on it. It's called Death of Religion. And this is a song that really speaks on my rediscovery of my faith and my relationship with Christ as well. And it's been amazing because every single person that listens to it is like, yo, like these are things that have been going on in my mind, but I haven't known how to, speak up about them like publicly, so it's crazy. my core message is this, like, be you, you know what I mean? Have the freedom. A lot of Christians, we say we have the freedom of Christ and we have freedom in Christ, but we cannot practice that freedom. I always give this example of someone, a young lady will walk into a store and see a very nice pair of ripped jeans or a very nice little dress. And she will like the dress and go like, but I like this dress, but I can't wear it. It's too short. You know what I mean? But like, yo, like that is not. Christ has called you to a life of freedom. You know, it's not about being bound unless you are not. You're not okay with something because your conviction tells you it's wrong and you are not okay with it as yourself, not because you think people outside are going to condemn you. No. So really, we need
especially when it comes to like elders from the church. It feels like it's coming from up there, you know, like no, if this can comment about this, then this is, I can't do this. Okay, so I think that's what also keeps people, you know, like boxed up like that. So they go somewhere where they find maybe they interact with other Christians. And they say, I find you, Tio, a free man. Okay, you're free to do whatever you want, and you just, you know, flow with the way you feel the Spirit is leading you. Okay, but if I come from a different congregation, where I come from, Pastor Akwatu Nijati, Mama Ikosesa bad. Okay, so it works like that. Okay, I want to do it, or I want to, there's some things that I want to do, but when I look at where I come from, like, oh, okay.
Yeah, this is why at the end of the day, your relationship with God is between you and God. And that's one thing I keep pushing for people to understand, is that there's a difference between religion and Christianity. Religion is a set of rules that it's a system that tells you need to follow a set of rules to appease a certain deity. In this case, God. You know, but that system of religion, your right standing or righteousness with that deity is always dependent on what you do and what you don't do. So did you pray today? Did you go to church on Sunday? Did you attend that Bible meeting? Did you? Those things now determine your righteousness or your right standing with the deity. But that's not Christianity. That's not the relationship that Christ wants to have with you. You see, so the relationship with Christ is personal. I always say relationships by design are unique. It's the very same way we all have different fingerprints. It's the very same way relationships are unique. So the way you relate with God and the way God relates with you is not the same way He's going to relate with you.
Totally different.
You know, totally different. There's certain things that I am okay with doing, you know, but you are not. You know, and that's totally fine. The problem is sometimes when God speaks to me, let's say God says, Tio, you should not wear red socks. And God speaks to me. That's my conviction. God has told me don't wear red socks. The mistake we make is we go, if we have a church or if I happen to have a church, I go to the pulpit, I stand there and I say, God has said wearing red socks is wrong for all of you. You know, and yet that was my word. You know, so it all comes down to your relationship with God. Have a personal relationship with God, because if you are not able to have a personal relationship, if you're not able to hear from Him by yourself, you will be confused, because this person will tell you, oh no, God says this. The other person will tell you, God says this. The other person,
just voices from like all over.
So when you have a personal relationship with God, your relationship with your pastor just simply confirms the relationship you have with God. When your pastor says this word, this is today's word. For you, that's just supposed to be a confirmation, because you've either already heard it from God, or you have to go back to God and say, yo, God, look.
What's happening?
Yes, my leader said this. Is this what you think about this? You know, so yeah, most of us tend to make our relationships with God dependent on either the pastor or the church we belong to or this leader that we follow. And yet we never have insights to like look within, like what does God say about me? What does He say to me? So All
right. Okay. So apart from the music, okay, from all this time that you've been in the background, almost like 7 years. Okay. So what other things have you been up to, or what have you been doing apart from just like
music?
Music,
Well, I'm actually trying to balance both music and work. I work. I do have like a 9-to-5 job. I'm a creative director for an advertising agency. So there's that, and so I tend to direct a lot of like creative work, either model shoots, photo shoots, video shoots, and yeah. So anything creative, I get my hands on. I'm a graphics designer as well. I started out as a graphics designer at my workplace, yeah, before I even became the creative director. So anything creative is my passion, really.
So that's like what's been happening in the background.
That
if
is,
you don't
yeah,
see
pretty
you,
much. If I'm
or
not,
maybe hear your music.
if I'm not in studio recording, or if I'm not doing music, then I'm either directing a photo shoot. I'm either dealing with clients, you know, who want an advertising campaign, you know, to run. Yeah. So yeah. That's pretty much. I'm always juggling work with work. So anything creative is my space.
Oh, that's wonderful. So that you guys know what he's been doing. Yeah, when you don't hear his voice.
Yes.
Okay, I haven't heard anything new from Tia. So what's going on? All right. So yeah, you can still text us. Okay, send us a message using the number 0977-728-000. That's the number that you're using. Or you can go to the Facebook page, search for the P95 Beats TV show or Prism Africa TV. Like the page, and you can leave your comments right there, because right about now we are live. And also you can check out the YouTube channel. That's Prism Africa TV /LITOVIA TV, and you can just leave your comments right there, and also share the link. So yeah, to see. Mosaic. Okay, all right. So your EP. Okay, so let's talk about some songs in your EP. So what songs would you love to highlight in the EP? Like just maybe somebody. Okay, I haven't heard the EP yet, so maybe there's some songs that I should look forward to. Songs that you feel like, I know you would say, oh, the songs are my favorite.
I know, right?
Yeah. Okay, but I know just those that you can point out.
It's not a very long. It's like 6 tracks.
Yeah.
And what I like about it is each song is different, and this is the very same feedback I've been getting. It's like people keep saying, "Wow, like each song is different from the next, and each song is special in its own way." So maybe I'll just do a quick run through. Like the first song is called "Like a Star." Okay. And it's basically a conversation between, someone speaking to God about like everything that's happening in the world right now that just looks like, where are we going in this world? Where is God in all of this? Yeah. Is he they say God doesn't sleep, so is he watching all of this, and is he okay with it? Does he want to watch the world burn? But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, God sees you in all the chaos. He sees you as an individual and still tells you, hey, look, you're like a star, basically. So yeah, there's that. There's also one of my favorites. It's called Let It Ring. Let It Ring is really about it's about toxic people. Right. It's about people that, most times as Christians, we think humility is letting people take advantage of you and letting people manipulate you. Yeah. And you not doing anything about it, you not saying anything about it. But that's not the case. Let It Ring is a song that talks about how, look, I can love you, but I can love you from afar. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm not, just simply because I'm supposed to love you doesn't mean I allow you into my life and allow you to manipulate me and to use me in any way you think and abuse me, and simply because I'm Christian, so I should just allow it. No, Let It Ring is like certain people that are toxic and either people that have never believed in you or, are not of positive energy. There comes a times when they call. So when that time comes, it's okay to let the phone ring and don't pick up. So
setting boundaries.
Exactly. Which other? I spoke about Death of Religion. Which other song?
I think there are about 3 songs left.
There's Faded. Faded is pretty much a gentleman's anthem. A lot of times we get ridiculed as men when we express our feelings, especially even towards like a person we care about or a woman. It's always like you kind of need to express your emotions in a certain way. Either express them in a certain way or don't express them at all.
Skip them.
But no, like Faded is a gentleman's anthem. It's like it's a song of a man that's not ashamed to declare what he feels. Then there's Sayonara X. Sayonara is Japanese for goodbye. Okay. So Sayonara X is a lot of times, as Christians as well, I'm talking about my peers here, we find it hard to acknowledge the fact that, look, we've had relationships that haven't worked. You know, there's marriages that haven't worked, that people have gone their separate ways, you know. So this song is really about self-love, like stepping away from, yes, you were in a toxic relationship or you were in a place where things didn't work. You've stepped away and you saying, look, let me focus on me. Let me love me. Let me learn to love me, you know, because I tried to look for love in another person, you know, to love me in a certain way, but you can only love people after you love yourself. You can only truly love someone after you love yourself. So it's a self-love song, basically, saying, look, I'm over this could work, but let me take this time to love me.
Let me just know, like, let it all be about me.
Yeah,
okay?
exactly.
But not that in a way that you're being selfish or what.
And it's okay to be selfish. That's the problem. That's why we find it so hard to love ourselves. Because we've been taught that every single time you do something for yourself, you're being selfish. You know, but that's not the case.
Let me take myself out today. Let me just go have a good meal.
Exactly.
I just enjoy myself. Like,
Look, the disciples asked Jesus what the most important law is. And he said, what? Love your neighbor as you love yourself. You cannot love your neighbor if you don't love yourself. But we forget that step. We try to love our neighbors before we even love ourselves.
So it's either you just love yourself, don't love your neighbor, or you love your neighbor, you don't love yourself.
That's how most people interpret it. So the problem is when you love your neighbor without loving yourself, the thing is you allow people to start using you. Because look, we help people every single day in our lives. We tend to help people. Like when you have a heart that gives, you know, and is able to help people, people tend to take that help sometimes, and instead of it being gratitude, it now becomes entitlement. And they even know, like, ufna 20. And then most people forget that even when you're helping, it's not because you have 1 million kwacha that you're giving that 20 kwacha. Most people forget that sometimes you have a 25 kwacha and you decide to give that 20 kwacha to someone. They forget that you help out of sacrifice. You help because you feel, anyway, you know what? This person is in more need than I am, so let me help. You know, so when you don't love yourself, you now create a cycle where people just start using you. They just start using you. They just start using, and you won't notice. You will just be surprised. You're always drained. Emotionally, you're drained. You know, mentally, you're drained because you keep pouring out.
Then you'll be comparing, like, okay, I always help out people, but what about me?
Exactly. People can manipulate. So beware of people.
Okay. All right. So just a reminder, you can still send your messages to that number that you see right there on your screens. But right about now, I guess we'll be going for a short break, and we'll be coming back. So keep your questions, or just typing out your questions is right now. Just send them to that number or to our Facebook page right there, and we'll be right back. Maybe to just check out the messages, and you might just respond direct to your questions right here. Okay, all right. So we'll be coming back just after this short break. Stay tuned.
Hey, what's up? This is your boy Abel Chungu Masuka, and keep watching P95 Beats because this is what's happening. Keep your eyes glued to this channel. God bless.
Hi Africa, this is Bruce Amma and you're watching P95 Beats. Keep watching.
Hello world, it's your friendly neighborhood poet, Astro, DR, delivering relics as usual. Stay tuned to P95 Beats for more amazing stuff. You never know when your homeboy could be back here, so stay tuned.
What's up, it's your boy Josh, and I do it again and again for the king of the kids who was living within me. That is the reason that I go. And keep watching P95 Beats on Prism Africa. Peace out. God can be your blesser. Ain't no man can do it better. Hey yo, it's your microphone 787 producer, and you watch the P95 show. Ain't no man can do it better. Keep it locked. No!
Hey, what up, people? It's your boy, Mr. Yafin. I mean, Pika, aka Mr. Kenduro, aka Mr. And you are watching P95 Beats with your boy Starz on Prism Africa.
Okay, okay, so yeah, if you guys are still watching right about now, yeah, I'm sure you guys have dropped your messages even on our Facebook page. All right, but I guess, you know, we still want to talk some more, so yeah, maybe, yeah, let's just continue the conversation. We'll get to check out the messages again later.
Sure.
All right, okay, so now that you released your EP.
Yes.
Yeah, so are we expecting anything new, just apart from the EP?
Of course, definitely, because the EP just came out. So obviously, there's some music videos that I'm working on from that EP.
Wow.
And
now, when you talk about music videos, I feel like you're like just talking direct to me, because I deal with music videos. If you release audio, I'm just left out like, but why?
Exactly. See, so I gotta take care of you.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of work that I'm trying to put in. So yeah.
Well, okay, because I've been receiving like requests from people. Yeah, like whenever I'm live doing a show, I get messages like, play me Stardust by Tio.
Oh, are you serious?
People call it something else. So the title is Stardust.
Yeah.
But there's a way that they love to call it. Play me. I'm not the best. Okay, something like that.
Are you serious?
Okay, yeah, but yeah.
You
So
know
I've been receiving a lot of
song
messages.
is so old. Maybe for the fans, maybe I should do a music video for that.
Hallelujah.
Maybe.
Hallelujah.
You know, so fingers
Now you
crossed.
hear it.
Fingers
Okay.
crossed. Maybe we'll work on something.
Yeah, because we've been receiving a lot of
Are you serious?
requests, like it's on demand.
Wow.
Because we only have, most of the times we play Chikondi. Yeah. But when it comes to like Stardust, okay, like that song just went wide.
Wow.
Like,
Thanks,
people
man.
love it.
Thank
So
you. I'll make a plan.
You should
I'll make
work
a
on
plan.
that.
I'll talk
You
to
should
my
work on
people.
that. Even if it's just 30 seconds, at least
right?
I'll have something to
No,
brag
we'll make a
about and say,
plan.
I got it. No,
make a
I'll
plan.
give it to you. All right. Okay, so you'll be working on some music videos.
Definitely.
For some songs that you've done in the EP.
Yeah. So hopefully all of them. We'll see how that goes. So
Wow.
yeah.
Okay, then I should be bragging towards the end of the year. Maybe if we can see at least one.
Fingers crossed.
Okay, because that's other one that you did with Soba.
Yes.
And
Caroline.
Soba has been quiet for some time also. Where is he? Where did you find him?
He's around. Ish, it's funny now. Now you're asking. This is how people used to talk about me. Where's Tio? Where's Tio?
Yeah. Soba,
But he's around. He's
okay.
around. Yeah. He's definitely around. I think he's just also like tied with some ministry work that he's doing down in Way. So yeah, he's always like he has to come in to Lusaka if he has something to do here. So yeah.
Okay, so the other thing also, there were some questions that people were asking me. So, are you signed under any recording label? Or are you just a freelancer?
No, I'm not. I'm not signed. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not. No, not as per se.
Okay.
I'm not signed. I have affiliates. I have people that I affiliate with, but I'm not signed to any record label.
Wow.
I've kind of always been independent to some extent. So
Okay.
yeah. And let me just say this for a lot of young artists out there, upcoming artists, always ask me, hook me up with, like a label or whatever, like, look, connect me, like, because most people, unfortunately, most people think there is some form of industry or machine in the country that, all you have to do is get signed to somewhere and then everything will be done for you. But unfortunately, that's not how things are in our country. When I was younger and I was entering the professional music industry, I also thought that, so I understand. But unfortunately, in Zambia, it's not like that. Zambia is not like that. It's not like there's a machine that churns out artists. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's about your own hard work. So if you're an artist out there and you're thinking, I have to get signed to a label, no, that is not the way. When I was coming up, you had to first of all find enough money to record in a professional studio, and after you record in a professional studio, you had to find a way to take your CD to a DJ or some famous producer, So nowadays you have it easier. So if you have a 200 kwacha, a 300 kwacha, that's how much most of these people that are able to produce that even are not established producers charge. Some even less than that. So find a way to record your song. Record your song, Okay, great. You recorded your song. What do you do next? For you, it's even easier. You don't have to walk to every single radio station to get your song played. We have social media now. So what you do is find another 100 kwacha, 200 kwacha. Upload your song online, get it sponsored. Upload it on Facebook, get it sponsored so people can hear it. People are everywhere now. You have the capacity to actually get your art directly to the people. It's not like back then where we relied on you had to be on radio. You had to be on radio.
And you have to take the CD
exactly.
Like, you have to give it to the DJ
physically, yes, but that's not the case. Today, when you upload your song, you sponsor it, a lot of people come across it, a DJ might come across it. A DJ might reach out and say, oh, who's this guy? You know what I mean? They'll inbox you. So it's actually easier today. Please do not wait until you think, oh, let me get signed. Unfortunately, there is no record label in the country that can change your life. I'm talking about, you know, like Hollywood kind of thing. No. So it's about your own work. Put in your work, push yourself, and
Wow. Okay, so you guys got the message now. So start working on your art and make sure that it is lit. Okay? Because you never know the person that might hear that song. It could be him himself, Tio, and you're like, oh, I like this dude. So yeah, let me just go and get to find out who he is. So that's how things work. And and I think you are right there. That when you say that things are done in an easier way, comparing to like the old days. Wow. Okay, so any last words or advice that you have for your fans, or any special message that you might have?
I always say, look, there can never be another person like you. You are the best version of yourself that there can never be. So don't try to be like anybody else, you know? Find yourself and then be that version of you to the fullest. You know, forget about being like the next person or the people that you see on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter. You know, find who you are and then do your best to live out that best version of you. There can never be another you. So yeah, find you and be the best that God created you to be.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, but I think for me, please, I hope you allow me to just at least copy your hairstyle.
No problem. No problem.
Okay, I love it.
No problem, man.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I've had this for a long time. So
there's nothing wrong with you know fashion statements or trying to look like. The problem is when you literally inside, like you just want to be the. No, it's okay to be inspired by people. It's okay to be, you know, to look up to people. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah.
Okay, so you guys got it. Okay, so I'm sure in a few weeks you won't see me in this. All right, thank you very much for coming through on the show. Looking forward to have you again so that at least we can talk about.
Definitely. Next time I come here, I will come with a new music video.
Wow.
So yeah.
You got it. All right. Okay, so make sure to follow us on our Facebook page. That's Prism Africa TV, or you can search for the P95 Beats TV show on Facebook. And don't forget also to subscribe to our YouTube channel. All right, so keep it right here on Prism Africa TV. I'll be right back again next week with another artist, and we're gonna be, you know, like just chopping it down right here. All right, so this is where me and Tio and Nason, we are signing out. Yeah, and we're saying peace out.